According to the spokesperson of President Volodymyr Zelensky, last night there was a collision involving a car in which the president of Ukraine was driving. As reported in the press release, Zelensky was not seriously injured. In Kiev, a passenger car collided with the car of the president of Ukraine, and the vehicles escorting him. The medics accompanying the head of state gave first aid to the driver, and the man was taken by an ambulance. The president was examined by a doctor. No serious injuries were found. Yesterday, the president of Ukraine visited Izium, a town in the Kharkiv region, which was liberated on Saturday. The new authorities keep finding out more about the numerous war crimes committed by the Russians. The Russian army remained in the Kharkiv region for over 5 months. The occupiers turned the schools into looking like trash cans, and the churches after their attacks look like toilets. Our authorities are already collecting evidence of many crimes, tortures, and numerous abductions. This is proof that Russia can bring nothing but genocide to society. Yesterday, Russian missiles Kinjal and Iskander fell on Kryvyi. The river dam was damaged as a result of the shelling. Due to the uncontrolled capacity of the dam, the level of the surrounding waters rose by more than 2 meters, and about 100 farms were flooded. 8 Russian rocket strikes on Kryvyi today. Rockets were directed at hydraulic structures. This caused water levels of Inhulets River to increase, threatening the city. Russia obviously wants to cause a crisis situation. Today, the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, visited Kiev, where she met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal. The talks concerned, inter alia, Ukraine's efforts to join the European Union. The United Nations, on the other hand, is calling for the opening of the Russian pipeline that allows the transport of ammonia from Russia to the Ukrainian port on the Black Sea, because it is a key component of fertilizers, the shortages of which threaten a food crisis.
We are risking to have a fertilizer market crunch. We risk to have, in 2022, real lack of food. So, to remove the obstacles that still exist in relation to the export of Russian fertilizers is absolutely essential.
Meanwhile, the Ukrainian website Romatske reported that Russian officials had asked Ukraine to resume peace negotiations, but Kiev rejected it. President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly said that any talks will be possible only after the Russian army has left Ukraine. We all understand that fertilizers must be delivered by the end of the year to achieve the next season's harvest. It is up to Kiev to resume ammonia exports. We cannot accept any agreement that would be contrary to the interests of Ukraine's national security. The success of the Ukrainian counteroffensive would not have been possible without the help of the West. Kiev received the most weapons from Great Britain and the USA. Poland donated over 200 Soviet-made tanks to Ukraine. Meanwhile, a lot of controversy is still caused by the help of the German government, which, despite pressure from the Ukrainian authorities, decided not to deliver tanks. Despite this, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz claims that the help so far has been sufficient. The weapons supplied to Ukraine by Germany are decisive for the development of the situation in eastern Ukraine and contributed to the fact that Ukraine was also able to defend its own country. So far, we have focused on the supply of artillery and anti-aircraft weapons, and we are planning further deliveries. Today, the European Parliament approved a further €5 billion as a loan to Ukraine. These funds will help maintain schools, hospitals, and other state institutions during the war with Russia.